Hello guys and welcome to a new Infinity Kingdom video. This is Kincaid from 49, and in this video guys I want to talk about the new Immortals that has been not released yet, but we can view their stats and we can view their ability in the KVK shop, I think. The Legion shop. And this video I want to talk about Margret, the new ranged water Immortal. I've seen a lot of people reviewing this Immortal, but I wanted to talk about few things that probably no one has mentioned before. So whenever players review Immortals or tend to judge new Immortals, they only look at their skill. They only look at this page here and how much damage it does, what's the benefits that you can get from the skill itself. And this is what I would like to start with, to be honest, since it's the most important factor in an Immortal. It's skill, right? So when we see the skill here, it inflicts physical damage to an enemy team in a fan-chipped area. So it's pretty much like a teleskill. It will be casted on 3 Immortals, the one in front and 2 Immortals on the back. And it does a huge amount of damage. It does up to 500% damage, and there's an additional damage if the target was chilled. So we need Dido in order to get the full potential from an Immortal like Margret. So that means that we cannot play Margret and Merlin at the same team, which means that Merlin will be replaced with Margret and Dido will be the main water Immortal, the Immortal that the water marsh is revolving around. That makes Dido in the highlighted spot, which makes Dido the most important water Immortal that you need in order to create an advanced water team and be able to compete in PvP at the late game phase. There's also another stat here that if the target is affected by the silence effect, make the physical damage reduced by up to 20% for 6 seconds. This is quite important as well, since it will be able to decrease the physical damage that is being dealt by the silenced Immortals. However, this is completely useless against an Immortal like Alexander if he has his artifact, since he will be immune to CC. He will not even be able to silence to apply this effect. So I don't think this is a good add to the Immortal itself, since it's not gonna work on the most important Immortal that deals physical damage on the game, which is Alexander, or even an Immortal like Genghis Khan, since most of the players are using Fighting Master on him. So I don't think this is a good add to be added to an Immortal like Margret. So the Immortal looks good, the skill looks good, looks very strong. It deals a lot of damage. It deals up to 800% damage if the target was chilled. So as mentioned before, you need Dido. However, what most people forget to talk about is the energy regain here, or any stat in this page. So it has a decent amount of physical damage, not very high, but it's just decent. But the energy regain is very, very, very low, to be honest. This is the lowest energy regain base when it comes to the base stats of an Immortal. So if we take a look here and make a quick comparison between Immortals, we have Richard, which is 80 energy regain at level 1. We have Hani, doesn't even need energy, but he got 80. We have Hippolyta, 100 energy regain, double the energy regain that Margret has. We have an Immortal like Frederick, who got a base stat of 96 physical attack. Well, if we compare to other ranged Immortals, which is water, we have Yushi with 80 base physical attack and 66 energy regain. So with all due honesty, guys, I don't think that Margret is a strong immortal. Her skill looks strong, but her base stat is very, very weak, especially the energy regain. However, I cannot tell for sure since we can't see the full potential of the immortal yet. But if we make a quick comparison between the damage that she deals and the damage that Merlin deals, both combined with Dido, we can see here that she can deal up to 800% damage only by using her skill along with Dido if the target was chilled. So what about Merlin? Merlin deals up to, I think, 520%. Yeah, 520% to all enemies and not only 3 enemies. If the target was chilled, it deals increased damage by 50%. So this 502% gonna be increased up to 760% or 80%, right? Yeah, it's 780% to all targets and not only 3 targets. So Merlin's damage is gonna be way more than Margret, since he also deals magical damage, which is more troublesome to deal with. However, if we take a look at Merlin base energy regain stat, it is 66. It's a bit more than Margret, however, it still counts. And he also got a crazy magical attack. Probably Merlin, one of the highest base magical attacks immortals that you can get. It's even higher than Empress Wu, I think. It's a bit higher than Empress Wu. However, Empress Wu got more critical hit stat. Merlin got a very low, well, probably the lowest mage that got critical hit stat. So when it comes to Margret, guys, I think that Merlin is gonna be way better. The only perk is that it's gonna have more physical damage input in the fight, and if Attila was able to pull off his silence, she's gonna sustain a little bit if she applied her skill to silence targets. However, I don't think this is a good idea, because since Attila was nerfed, his chance of applying silence became 35%, which is not the best. He doesn't really shine as he used to before. If you guys don't know, his chance of applying silence was 50%, and he didn't have this physical defense reduction at his skill. It was only silence, and it was at 50%, and he was one of the very strong, one of the strongest immortals that you can get for a cheap price from the dailies. But he's not what he used to be. I'm even thinking about replacing him very soon, but I'm still planning what kind of immortals I'm getting. For sure, I'm getting Dido, since, as I said before, it is one of the most important immortals that you can get. It is actually the most important immortal that you can get for a water marsh. I still haven't unlocked here, but I have a lot of shards. I think she's ready to be unlocked. This is my thoughts on Margret, guys. I don't know if you can agree with me, or if you have noticed how low her base stats are. Her skill looks fine, but her base stats looks terrible, to be honest. I don't like the energy regain the most. So this is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below about your thoughts on Margret, and I'll make sure to get back to you. Thanks. Have a good day.